Let me be real with you for a second. If you think trading is all about strategies, indicators, and finding the perfect setup, you're already behind. Because trading is not 90% strategy. It's not even 80. Trading is 70% psychology and only 30% edge. If you don't understand that, the market will humble you fast. What's up, guys? Welcome to my channel, my first video on YouTube. If you're new here, I mentor trades to actually become consistently profitable, not just say chase signals or copy trades. And today I want to break something down that most people don't talk about it enough, why your mindset is the real reason you're not profitable yet. And I just wanted to put more emphasis on this first video before you buy anyone's courses or before you change your strategy, because your current strategy may actually be profitable. You may just not have the mindset to follow the trades, actually like follow the trades through and actually execute based on your edge. Let's say I give two traders exact same strategy, same entries, same stop loss, same take profit. One makes money, the other one blows their account. Why? It's not just strategy, it's how they execute it. One follows the plan, the other second guesses over trades, moves stops, revenge trades. That's psychology. The market doesn't beat you, you beat yourself. So, what is the 30% edge? Now, don't get it twisted. Strategy matter. That's 30% of your system. But here's the thing, you don't need a perfect strategy. You need a repeatable one. Because even a profitable system loses trades, and that's where most people break. Your setup needs to be specific condition that triggers your trades, and you have to have right risk management to see how much you're going to risk per trade and overall exposure. Are you going to risk 10% of your portfolio, 5%, 1%? I always recommend doing 1% risk per uh, per trade. But if you're using one of the prop firms, or I guess strategy, it really depends on what kind of platform you're using. But if you're funded on a prop firm, I would say go for 3%. If it's like an A plus setup, you can even go for 5%, but nothing more than that. Because if you lose one trade, risking let's say like 7, 8, 10%, the statistics of you losing next trade with even bigger money is so skewed that you don't even want to do it. You should never, like, once you lose one, you're gonna, it's like a domino, it's like you're gonna lose everything else. So don't even try risking more than 5%. Even 5% is a lot, but it's a prop firm. I know you want to do it quickly. If you do 5%, and if you're trying to do target, you know 100 divided by 5, that's 20. You just need to do 20 trades and make it right to get to the payout. That could be 20 days or 2 months. Take time. You should be taking 2 to 3 months to get the payouts from the prop firms. And your rules need to be repeatable, not just the perfect one. Even profitable systems lose trades, even I lose trades, and that's where most people break. And especially with, you combine that with risk management. If you have a bad risk management, man, I can you're screwed. The 70% psychology. This is the real game. Let's talk about it. This is discipline, patience, emotional control, and confidence in your system. Can you take a loss and not spiral? Can you sit on your hands and not force trades? Can you follow your plan even after 3 losses in a row? Most people can't. That's why most people fail, because trading exposes who you are under pressure. Here are what I see from students all the time. One of the common mistakes: they jump strategies every week. They over leverage because they want fast money. They panic close trades, then watch price hit their original target, and then they go in without any rules. That's not a strategy problem. That's a mindset problem. You don't need more indicators. You need more control. Yeah, look at him. You once you lose a trade. How to fix it? How are you going to fix your psychology? This is an important one. So how do you actually improve your psychology? First, you want to reduce your risk. Earlier I mentioned 1%. If you're risking 3 to 5%, that's fine for prop firms, but once you lose, you cannot increase your risk. Never increase your risk because you lost a trade. And when you're risking too much, emotions take over. If you're like sweating when you're trading, if you're like panicking when you're trading, that probably means that your risk is too much and you need to lower your risk so that you're calm while you're trading. Second, you want to journal everything, not just trades. You want to journal your internal thoughts and what kind of emotions you're going through, so that if you have a plan and cannot follow through because of the emotions, or if the market condition is bad, you can go back to your journals, read all of the journals and mistakes that you made and emotions that you felt, and you can study over them and increase your win rate. And third, build your trust. You have to build trust in your system. That only comes from consistency and repetition, and plus journaling and looking at the journals and looking at what you've written and what you've posted. And journaling everything is really important because that builds the trust in the system. And at the end of the month or end of the week, you know what your win rates are. So it's just better to easier it's just easier for you to trust in the system. Fourth, finally, you got to be able to accept losses. Losses are part of the game, and it happens to everyone. There may be trading gurus saying that this strategy has like 90% win rate, but I'm not gonna name call, but I highly doubt that. Even if you have over 60% win rate, 40% of the times you're gonna lose your trades, but still 60% is profitable. And the goal isn't to avoid them, is to manage yourself through all of the losses. At the end of the day, trading isn't about beating the market, it's about mastering yourself. If you can control your emotions, stay disciplined, and trust your process, that's when everything changes. Remember, 70% psychology and only 30% edge. Get that right. And you're already ahead of most traders out there knowing that. If this helped you, drop a like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.